Hello everybody and welcome back to Aviation 767. Today we have the Springfield July 2026 update for you guys, and this is a huge one as it is a nighttime update and low operations. When I say low operations, I mean yes, very low operations, not much happening. We've had to suspend and cancel a lot of air travel through Springfield because of expansion. In this expansion that I will tell you guys about, it's a huge vision I've had over the years to do something to the airport. However, with the help of Aviation ROA, I've kind of come down to a terminal design, which you will see in the future. But to run it through simply, basically Concourse A at Springfield has housed American Airlines, international and domestic. Concourse B has been domestic, also housing a focus kind of hub for Delta. Concourse C was our internationals. Now we are looking to switch Concourse A from American to international and some domestic, Concourse B to full American, and build a Concourse C that will connect to Concourse B being a BC kind of idea with all American international and domestic American flights, and adding a brand new Concourse D housing around 12 domestic gates for the airport. But we'll get into some of the logistics of that later in the video. Starting off today, we have this US Airways Airbus A319 in the PSA colors. He's here holding short of runway and he's going to be making a departure up to Philadelphia. Second in line for departure, we have this FedEx Express Boeing 767-300. He's just behind that US Airways and he's going to be making a departure out to Memphis. The time frame for this update is from 10 p.m. to 11:30 p.m. Moving on though, here in the hangar, we have two aircraft overnighting for some maintenance. We have this American 737-800 in the One World color scheme or livery, and he's had some hydraulic issues, so he's going to be overnighting here. And the next guy, we have this American Boeing 757-200 in the old American chrome. He's overnighting here for some issue with the engine. Not specified, but it is inoperable right now. Like I mentioned earlier, Delta is a focus hub here at Springfield, so they do have some pretty nice flights coming out of here. This here, though, is a Delta Airbus A330-300. He's taxiing to the runway, and he's going to be making a departure out to Amsterdam Schiphol tonight. And the only aircraft right now parked at the cargo section, we have this Prime Air Boeing 737-800, getting some of the final packages onto the aircraft, and he's going to be making a departure out to Minneapolis in around 30 minutes. And here pushing back, we have this Worldwide Services UPS Boeing 757. After he gets pushed back, he'll taxi out and make a flight out to Louisville. Like I mentioned earlier, we are moving back the internationals to Concourse A and moving American out. This is how it used to be years ago. However, with the wanting of American to be a larger role at this airport, they had obviously switched some stuff around. However, with new insight and seeing of the vision of the airport, they have brought back internationals to Concourse A to see if it has better operations. Anyways, with that said, we have this Air France Airbus A330-200 here at gate getting the pushback tug connected, and he's going to be making a departure out to Paris Charles de Gaulle in around 20 to 25 minutes. And moving down the line here, we have this KLM Boeing 777-200. He's getting some fuel onto the aircraft, and he's going to be making a departure out to Amsterdam Schiphol in around 45 minutes. This is the latest international flight flying out of Springfield tonight at around 11:25. It's going to be this Lufthansa Boeing 747-400. He's going to be making a departure out to Frankfurt as he arrived in from there earlier today. And with this expansion and renovation, we do still have two American gates here as of now, just to kind of incorporate them for international, since American is the primary hub here. This one, first off today, we have this American 767-300. He's going to be overnighting here and making an early morning departure out to LAX around 8 a.m. And bending the curve here, we have this American Boeing 777-200 getting some of the final luggage onto the aircraft, and he's going to be making a departure out to London Heathrow. Something cool here is this United 767 pushes back. United's actually done away with two 737 routes and replaced it for this late night departure out to Chicago, Illinois. So this guy, like I said, he's going to be making a departure out to Chicago. And this is a one-time daily nighttime flight, and United still serves a mainline 737-800 out there during the day. Starting some smaller domestic aircraft here, we have a Southwest 737-700 Max 8. He's here at gate, and he's going to be chilling overnight and making a 7 a.m. departure out to Chicago Midway. And here, arriving in from Phoenix, Arizona, we have the Southwest Boeing 737 MAX 800 in the MU1 livery. Like I mentioned, he's arriving in from Phoenix, and he's going to be overnighting here and making that departure back out there early tomorrow around 7:20 a.m. Frontier service at Springfield, even with the expansion, has gone down tremendously. This is a twice daily route now to Denver. One obviously around 12 p.m. and now one late night departure out to Denver. This is kind of a sad coincidence for Frontier, as they were a front runner at one point at Springfield. Of course, though, it's going to be the Griswold the Bear livery here today, who's going to be making that late night departure out to Denver. Here taxiing from Concourse B, we have this US Airways Express Embraer AirJ170. He's taxiing the runway, and he's going to be making a departure out to Ronald Reagan. Coming back over to Concourse A, we have this Delta section today. That's going to consist of 4 Delta jets. The first one being this Delta Boeing 717. He's going to be overnighting here and making a 8 a.m. departure out to Atlanta. Delta has actually upped their service to Salt Lake City, going for 4 times weekly now from a 2-time weekly service. Once daily for those 2-time weekly. It's still going to remain once daily, but on a 4-time weekly basis. So here at gate, we have this Delta A321. He's getting some catering onto the aircraft, and he's going to be making a departure out to Salt Lake City this evening in around 22 minutes. And moving on, we have this Delta CRJ900 getting ready for pushback. He's going to be making a departure out to Roanoke, Virginia. And finishing off the Delta section of Concourse A tonight, we have this Delta CRJ700. He's going to be making a departure up to Bangor, Maine. Here pulling into gate from Washington Dulles, we have this United Express Embraer AirJ170. Like I mentioned, he's arriving in from Washington Dulles, and he's going to overnight here and make that departure tomorrow. Here parked at gate, we have this United Boeing 737 MAX 8. He's at gate as he's arrived in from Houston, and he's going to be making that departure at 9 a.m. tomorrow. Finishing off Concourse A tonight, we have this Aeroflot Airbus A321. He's getting some final bags on the aircraft and getting ready for pushback for a flight out to Moscow. However, he's going to have to make a stop in Reykjavik, Iceland before he arrives into Moscow. Like I mentioned earlier, Concourse B focuses more on Americans, so starting off we have this American Airbus A321 in the old US Airways color scheme. He's getting some fuel onto the aircraft, and he's going to be making a departure down to Miami. And just to the right of him, we have this American Boeing 737 MAX 8. He's going to overnight here and make a early morning departure out to Dallas-Fort Worth. And next up, we have this beautiful, personally one of my favorite American models I have. This US Airways Airbus A319 in the America West Heritage livery. He's going to overnight here as well, and he's going to be making a departure out to Cincinnati tomorrow. Moving on to our regionals, we have this American Eagle CRJ700. He's going to be making a departure out to Knoxville in around 22 minutes. Moving on, we have this American Eagle Embraer AirJ175 getting some luggage onto the aircraft. He's actually been delayed 20 minutes, so he's now departing in an hour and 10 minutes down to Charleston, South Carolina. The new terminal design for Springfield for American especially will be a new I formation. What I mean by that is imagine an I, but take one of the legs away on the right bottom side. That will likely be what Springfield looks like. Now, that is not set in stone, but that's the main plan, and that gives enough international gates. It also gives enough domestic gates, and it still caters to our regional liking here at Springfield. Moving forward, here we have this American Eagle Embraer AirJ145 operated by Piedmont, getting some catering on the aircraft. He's going to be making a departure out to Roanoke tonight and coming back from Roanoke, then overnighting here at Springfield and making a departure out to Norfolk around 5:50 a.m. tomorrow. a new model to my collection from 3D Design Deck on Instagram. A beautiful and very, very nice 3D printed model is this US Airways Dash 8 Q100. He's going to be making a departure out to Charlotte tonight in around 35 minutes. Boarding from L2 tonight, we have this American Boeing 757-200. He's going to be making a departure out to Toronto, and he arrived in from there around 2.5 hours ago. Getting ready for pushback after he gets done fueling up, we have this American Airbus A320. He's going to be making a departure down to Orlando MCO. Coming down to the final two aircraft of Concourse B today, we have first off this American Airbus A321neo. He's going to be making a departure out to Las Vegas tomorrow morning. And this American Airbus A321neo getting catered up is going to be making a departure out to JFK in around 45 minutes. And finishing off here, taxiing to the runway, we have this JetBlue Airbus A320. He's going to be making a departure out to Boston tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed the update. Again, low operation, nighttime update. I don't do many really late nights, so this is kind of a spark to it, maybe, to something magical. But I hope you enjoyed. I hope you stay tuned for the renovations and expansion of Springfield. Huge ideas. It may take a little bit, though, on my time. But I have some really cool ideas. And obviously in a regular update, even if it was nighttime, there would be way more operation. This is a light, kind of compacted into, say, an hour and 30-minute time slot, just to give some variety and action. Whereas, you know, even though it's fictional, there would be a little bit more realistic stuff going on. But once again, I hope you guys enjoyed. As always, if you wouldn't mind liking and subscribing, that would be much appreciated. I hope to see you guys soon in another video. As always, God bless. Bye.